Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, my friends at Bandai asked me if I was interested in reviewing some Gundam figures, and I thought to myself, sure, why not? When I got these figures, I didn't realize they were going to be such a small scale. They're still pretty cool, but a little smaller than what I typically collect. So in front of you we have two Gundam figures. On the left, we've got the XXXG-01W Wing Gundam, aka Gundam 01. And on the right, we've got the RX-78-2 Gundam. Both these Gundams come with Build-A-Figure piece that allow you to construct the MS-06F Zaku mobile suit. These Gundam figures are interchangeable. You can swap out their head, arms, etc., etc. Now let's check out the packaging. As you can see at the top, Gundam Infinity Series. This is from Bandai, ages 4+. Here he is in the package. He's got his shield, saber, gun, and then the Build-A-Figure parts. This is the XXXG-01W Wing Gundam. Mobile Suit Gundam. On the back, you can see the rest of the wave. Get all 5 of these guys, and you can build this figure. Overall, it's a pretty cool concept. Here's the barcode, in case that helps anybody. Then we have the other guy. He's in a bluer packaging. Gundam Infinity Series by Bandai, RX-78-2 Gundam. He also has a saber, gun, shield, and some Build-A-Figure parts. At the back, you can see the rest of the wave. Here's the Build-A-Figure, and here's his barcode. So with no further ado, let's open them up. Alright, now that we got these figures out of the package, here they are with all their accessories laid out. They both come with a blaster, a saber, and a shield. They also come with the Build-A-Figure parts. On the left, we've got the XXXG-01W Wing Gundam. On the right, the RX-78-2 Gundam. He's arguably the main character in the entire franchise. In this video, we'll take a look at each of the figures individually. We'll check out their accessories, height, and articulation, and then we'll compare them with some other action figures. Hope you enjoy! So here's the RX-78-2 Gundam. This is the titular giant robot for the franchise. He's pretty much started the whole genre of mecha anime. He comes with a beam saber, a beam rifle, a shield, as well as the 2 arms for the Build-A-Figure Gundam. But before we take a look at the accessories, let's check out the actual figure. So he's a giant robot suit, has a pilot and a crew. You can see the helmet, it's got some antennas. The colors, pretty much yellow, blue, red, and white. It looks pretty cool. Kind of bulky and blocky, has that sort of signature Japanese anime mech type style. Giant large feet, gonna be easy for him to stand. Looks like single jointed knees, single jointed elbows. Overall, pretty cool robot suit so far. And then, here's the figure broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. The arms, the legs, the head, they all come off, and they're all going to be customizable and interchangeable between all the different Gundam figures, giving you an almost endless amount of options. Now let's take a look at his accessories, and let's start off with the Build-A-Figure Gundam arms. Here are the 2 arms for the MS-06F Zaku Gundam. This is going to be larger than the individual figures. It has a green color. It's got 2 arms. This one has a giant sort of piece of armor to protect it. And this one's got a shoulder pad with some spikes on it. Unfortunately, I don't have all 5 figures, so I won't be able to fully assemble this guy today. Here's his shield. Red shield. Got a yellow, almost cross at the bottom. Got a little hole you can look at the top. And it's got a peg to attach to his arm. Here he is without the shield. Then, with the shield attached, you can attach it to either arm. It's got a little peg that'll attach into the hole. This is about the best pose you're going to get out of this thing, because his arms don't have any sort of swivel or very minimal. That's the farthest you're going to get in front of him. Here's his beam rifle. It's completely done in gray. Sculpt is a little bit soft. Got the handle. It's got a scope up here. Here he is holding his rifle. Then we have his beam saber, very similar to a lightsaber. This one's in pink. It's got some energy coming out. And then the handle here, a little bit of sculpting detail on it. You can see where it presumably would turn on and off. And here he is, holding the beam saber. And if he wanted to, yes, he could hold and equip all three of his accessories at the same time. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at both the figure and his accessories, now let's check out his height. From bottom to top of his head, standing at about 4.5 inches tall, which you can translate to a hair under 12 centimeters. Now let's check out his articulation. Starting with his head here, his head is on a ball joint, can rotate from side to side, can tilt, give him a good amount of personality, go forward and back about that much. Shoulders, also on a ball joint, can't really go out very far. They can swivel the tiniest bit, up, down, around, all that good stuff. Single jointed elbow, goes forward a little bit more than 90 degrees. His wrists, also on a ball joint, can rotate, kind of go up and down a little bit. His torso here, traditional waist swivel. Legs, they're also on ball joints, can't really go out very far, obstructed by this. Forward, about that much. Back, not too much. Single jointed knees, go in more than 90 degrees. Then his legs here, go forward and back, can rotate, even tilt a little bit. They're also on a ball joint. Now let's look at the XXXG-01 Wing Gundam. He also comes with a beam saber, a beam rifle, a shield, and then two more build-a-figure pieces. But before we take a look at the accessories, let's check out the actual figure. So this one's a little bit more intricate. I kind of like the way he looks more. The other one's a little more basic. He's got these giant shoulder pads, a little more colorful, similar antenna type things. He's got these large wings, a little bit more plastic here than on the other Gundam. Almost looks like maybe it's this energy source in the center here. It looks cool, a little more sculpting detail. Single jointed elbows, single jointed knees, not too many differences as far as the articulation goes. Looks like his wings are even going to be hinged. Pretty cool, starting to get a little collection here. And then, here's this figure broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. There are some other parts that can be removed, but those parts are not going to be interchangeable with the other Gundam. Now these figures' parts are customizable and interchangeable between each other. Now take this first Gundam here. I mentioned that I like the shoulder pads on the second Gundam. So here's the first Gundam with the second Gundam's arms. Notice he has the larger shoulder pads. You can pretty much customize and interchange any piece, the head, the feet, the legs. You can't really swap out the wings, but if you wanted to, you could swap out the torso piece and change the wings that way. Now let's look at his accessories, and let's start out with the Build-A-Figure legs. So he comes with two legs for the larger green Build-A-Figure Gundam. They look pretty good, same larger feet, single jointed knees, a little wire coming out of the side. Then we have his shield, red and white, kind of has a spike on the tip there, connects to his armor through the peg into the peg holes on his body. Here he is without the shield. Then, with the shield attached, it can attach to either the left or the right arm. Now let's look at his beam rifle. It's a different sculpt from the other Gundam, also kind of soft, kind of basic. Here he is, holding the rifle. And then we have his beam saber. It's the exact same scope as the other Gundams. This one is green. You can see the energy blade here and the handle. And here he is, holding the beam saber. And just like the other guy, he can hold and equip all three of his accessories at the same time. And of course the accessories are completely interchangeable, just like all of his robot parts. Now let's check out his height. From bottom to top, he's standing at about 4.5 inches tall, which can translate to a hair under 12 centimeters. And now let's check out his articulation, which is very similar to the other Gundam figure. Start with his head. It's on a ball joint, can rotate around, can look up and down a little bit, can't even tilt from one side to the other. His armor shoulder pads, they are articulated. Shoulders don't go out that far, only about this far, up, down, around, all that good stuff. The rotation is minimal. Single jointed elbows going about this far. Then he's got a ball joint at his wrists, rotate around and kind of just go all over the place. His wings are hinged. They go back, forward, traditional waist swivel. The legs are also on ball joints. Don't go out very far. Go forward about that much. Back not too much. Single jointed knees, about 90-degree bend. Then ball joint his ankle, forward and back. Kind of rotates all over the place. Overall, there's some pretty cool figures, but a little bit small for the scale that I collect. I'm typically into these 6 and 7 inch lines. These are more of the sort of 4-inch scale. Now let's check them out, next to a few other action figures that kind of remind me of them. Here they are, next to a Jazzwares Fortnite Legendary Series Sentinel. Sentinel totally looks like he was inspired from the Gundam theme. Similar wings, similar body build. He's considerably larger than them, and that could work out for different scenarios. Then, next to a Hasbro Marvel Legends Ironmonger. This is a giant Iron Man type suit. Marvel Legends are a 6-inch scale line, but this guy is about 10 inches tall. He could be a giant Gundam for them to fight. And here they are, next to a Mattel DC Multiverse Collect and Connect Batman in his Justice Buster suit. This thing also sort of fits the Gundam style and theme. Giant robotic suit. Looks like could be a giant Gundam for these guys to fight. Gonna need all 5 of them to take this guy out. Then, next to McFarlane DC Multiverse, Batman in his Hellbat armor, and Superman in his Unchained armor. These guys could also be some giant robotic suits. Overall, there's some pretty cool figures, especially if you're into Gundam. I've only recently been exposed to Gundam, and for the most part I like what I've seen. The biggest problem I have with these guys is how small they are, and that's nothing wrong with the actual line. They're just a smaller scale than I typically collect. These guys standing about a 4.5 inches tall. I can't really find a ton of stuff to use them for in my action figure world. Not even fudging them in. If these guys were the traditional 6 or 7 inch scale, I'd probably pursue getting the rest of them and collecting that Build-A-Figure Gundam. So these guys' accessories are kind of basic. They look a little bland. Their articulation is not that impressive, but it gets the job done. You don't really need these giant robots to be super articulated. Not very realistic. Don't forget, these are a cheaper figure. They're running about $12.99. You can get them at Amazon and other various places. So take that into consideration. It's a great bang for your buck, a great value, especially if you get all 5 of them and get that free larger Gundam. If I were to rate these guys, probably give them about a 5.5 out of 10. Just not really something that's going to fit into my collection that well. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add it to the comments section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.